Hello everybody and welcome to the conversion workshop. We're about to get started in about 1 minute. You can be chatting in the chat room at masterwebsiteconversions.com/live, or you can be chatting in the YouTube channel, and I highly suggest that you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'll be replaying these on the YouTube channel, and I look forward to your comments and questions. It's now 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and I do these every Wednesday where I review websites and give you tips specifically about different types of websites that I create. In particular, today I'll be telling you a little bit about myself, and then I'll go into some top e-commerce conversion tips, along with reviewing about 10 plus different websites for e-commerce and lead generation. So if you can, just please let me know that you can hear me in the chat room, and I appreciate you let me know. Cool. Yeah, if you can't see me live yet on masterwebsiteconversions.com/live, you can just go ahead and click refresh and click that play button, and we'll go ahead and get started. Well, my name is Alex Harris. I've been a website designer focused on improving conversion rates and maximizing your return on investment from your marketing campaigns. I've been doing this now for about 13 to 14 years. I originally worked at a .com for 11 of those years, and now I work at home as a freelance web designer. We run a small team helping people create their WordPress sites, their e-commerce sites, and landing pages. And I'll take you through that today, and hopefully you can have some clear takeaways so you can improve your conversion rates on your own websites as well. Okay. All right, we'll jump right into it and get started. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about myself and how I've been doing conversion rate optimization for over the last 10 years. I'll also be taking you through some of my top e-commerce tips. These can be not only applied to e-commerce websites, but also lead generation sites, WordPress sites, personal branding sites, membership sites, and then we'll go through a bunch of different website examples that people have submitted for review for free. And you can find out more about getting your website reviewed at visiting alexdesigns.com/review. So as I said, I worked for a .com for over 11 years, and now I work from home as a freelance web designer. I specifically focus on helping e-commerce sites, creating landing pages, and WordPress sites to make more money from the advertising dollars that they're spending. I live in South Florida, but I grew up in, I was also from New York. That's where I met my wife, and these are my coworkers and our children, our 3 dogs. So during the time at the .com, I was actually building my side business. I quickly realized in 2001, 2002 that not many people were doing conversion rate optimization in landing pages. For about 7 or 8 years, I was ranked as #1 and #2 for landing page design. After I was let go finally from that job, I had the opportunity to marry my beautiful wife, and in 2013 I created my podcast, Marketing Optimization. More than likely, this is one of the places that you have found me from, and I highly recommend you subscribe to my show, and you can learn more about that at marketingoptimization.tv. Now in 2014, this year, I've really focused on not only providing services and building websites and creating creative, but I also help people improve their conversions and teach them how they can do it on their own sites and their e-commerce sites as well. So about me, I've done over hundreds of different e-commerce sites, WordPress sites, and landing pages. And it really doesn't matter what platform that you're working on, I've probably used that software. Shopify, BigCommerce, NetSuite, Volusion, PayPal, lead generation companies, MailChimp, Aweber, Unbounce, Lead Pages. And through this whole process of me doing a lot of A/B testing, I've done over 5,000 different A/B tests. Here's just some of the examples of what you see on the website today. It's very funny. So here's a couple testimonials that I've received. I'm very proud of these because I've spent a lot of time really figuring out the right relationships to create. So one of my mentors, Brian Eisenberg, who I've been working with, I had the pleasure of him saying that I've been one of his secret weapons for years. And he's really one of the godfathers in the industry. He's become a keynote speaker and specifically talks about marketing optimization and conversion. I also do a lot of e-commerce related sites, and this particular site mentioned that I increased their conversion by 5 times. Another landing page and lead generation focused site said after 3 months of performing conversion optimization on their landing pages, I helped them increase their conversions by 5 times as well. So here's a little document that I actually received today. Actually, I received it in spam, but it was actually a little bit of worthwhile information. Is that overall e-commerce sites, it's overall a lot harder to really sell on the web in general. While conversion rates are, have stayed about, between 1%, 2%, and 3%, our cart abandonment rates have really gone up a lot. And also, the checkout processes have almost become more complex. There's more opportunity to buy different ways. So these are some great stats to really show you what's going on in the e-commerce space as well. So is your e-commerce site ready for the holidays? The year is halfway over, and within 90 days, the holiday season will be here. The holiday season really starts during Halloween. And even if you're preparing your site for Christmas or New Year's, you need to start working on your e-commerce site today to really maximize your return on investment as much as possible. So I'm going to be taking you through the top 5 tips for you to improve the conversions from your e-commerce site. So number 1, quick wins. It's all about trying to find out where you're getting your traffic already and then figuring out where the most opportunity is to get the most profit. To do that, you really want to figure out what your 80-20 is. The majority of e-commerce sites and really lead generation or content marketing sites in general make 80% of their conversions or 80% of their leads off of 20% of their traffic. So what you want to do is go ahead and define what your top traffic pages are, and then figure out from those top traffic pages how much revenue each one of those pages is creating, and then reorganize them by the highest bounce rate pages. You can also do this by looking in your AdWords or pay-per-click accounts to figure out which queries are actually driving the best conversion rates. Also, I highly recommend that you just do not jump into a redesign. Unless you're completely changing platforms or starting from scratch, you want to iterate and test your way into figuring out the right way to actually redesign your site. Many people just jump right into a redesign to change their site, and more than likely their conversion rates are actually going to go down. So to do this, you can look in basic Google Analytics and just organize your site by the top traffic landing pages or the top unique visitors, and then reorganize them by bounce rate. That way you can figure out exactly where the right opportunities are for you to start optimizing. Here's an example of how we optimize a quick win test within just 2 or 3 weeks, and we increased the total revenue per visitor by $4. This averaged out to about a percentage increase about 65.95%. Not bad for a quick win test, and anybody really can do this once you understand the right process. So number 2, create a unique value proposition. You don't want to go out and just necessarily copy your competition. You want to see what everyone else is out there doing, but you want to really define your website in a unique way to not make people think. So how do you do that? On your homepage, you should have a clear headline Within 1 to 2 seconds, you should know exactly what the company has to offer. Also have a clear tagline. A lot of companies miss out by having a unique value proposition on every single page on your website. Having that clear tagline or the value proposition lets people know what you are offering directly, regardless of what page they arrive through natural search or lower in your funnel process. The thing is really just to not make people think. As soon as they arrive, they should clearly understand your unique value proposition. That way there's less friction. The less friction that you have, the more your bounce rates are going to continue to stay stable, and you'll actually increase your conversions that way as well. So some quick examples. Trunk Club does a great job of this. Not a traditional e-commerce company, but they are a personalized e-commerce company. Hand-selected clothing for men. Pretty much do not need to think about what they have to offer. They're specifically targeting their target audience. They know what products they want to sell to them, and then provide benefits on how they, and clear direction on how their call to action is to get started. Another competitor of theirs is Suitly, custom-tailored suits and shirts for men. You really do not have to think about what they have to offer, and then they have a secondary call to action. How does it work? If you're not ready to shop, more than likely you want to find out more about the particular company, and this is a great example. The third tip is to create landing pages. Too many times e-commerce sites leave too much money on the table because they're not capitalizing on their marketing campaigns as much. There's one thing that happens with every single website out there. Somebody is going to leave. You're not going to have 100% of your people convert. So you want to ensure that you find ways to capitalize on the marketing efforts that you're doing. Some examples of landing pages would be to create a lead generation type of website or microsites that's specifically about soft selling the company, or having long landing pages where you clearly explain a little bit more detail about how the product is beneficial to their lives. Also, you want to test category versus product detail pages. A lot of people just assume that people want to, arrive deep into product category pages, but it may be that they actually want to get to the product right away and convert as soon as possible. Also, I highly recommend that you test video on product-specific landing pages. Video has become super important, and people want to know exactly what the product has to offer. So here's some quick examples of those landing pages. On the one on the left is a product-specific landing page. You can see it's unique as a landing page because it still has the navigation. So if someone happens to not be interested in whey protein powder, they have the opportunity to click on the navigation. Now, we've tested this in different ways for this particular client, and it turns out that having the navigation in their composition actually helps. It increases the clicks and gets more people to buy. Because you guys know, as you are going through your e-commerce experience, let's say you're buying something on a site and you arrive there and it's not necessarily the item that you were looking for, if there's no opportunity to dig through other products that may be right for you, you're going to back out, and that's what increases the bounce rates. On the right, from Superior Lighting, this is an example of how they're using faceted search on their product categories. People obviously have different problems. So if someone's searching for a particular type of light bulb, they may be looking for clear or white or plastic versus a different material. So you want to ensure you have some type of ways for them to filter down to the exact type of product that they're looking for. Number 4, improve your checkout. Pretty self-explanatory stuff, but not many people focus on their checkout. There's one thing that every e-commerce site has in common, is that you have to go through a checkout process. You have your shopping cart page, and then your checkout process, and then eventually your thank you page. So here's some tips to improve your checkout process. Number 1, every person is looking for a way to check out quickly. Creating guest checkout is a great way to skip a lot of the registration or particular processes, and that's one of the main things that a lot of e-commerce softwares don't offer these days. So I highly recommend offering some type of checkout, guest checkout. Also, website security. People take this for granted. Just because you buy an SSL certificate doesn't mean your site's set up for security properly. You want to test your e-commerce site in old browsers to ensure that you're not serving non-secure images. Maybe back in the day you went through a particular site and all of a sudden you get this pop-up that says, this website seems a little bit unsecure. That makes people think about, why, I'm supposed to be secure, but is it not secure? So you want to ensure that all your images, you use relative paths, and that your security is really set up properly. Number 3, check out abandonment. There's a lot of great ways to figure out where people are dropping off and then how to increase that checkout abandonment. You want to track your funnel and where the drop-off is, and then start to do tests and iterate to figure out how to improve that abandonment. Also, test removing the navigation. Once someone is in the checkout process, that is their main goal, to check out. So having less links will avoid more leakage in your funnel. Also, add a progress bar. People want to know what's next. So having a 1, 2, 3 step progress bar, or better yet, if your e-commerce software offers it, apply a one-page checkout. That way you don't have to go through multiple pages to accomplish that one simple goal. Lastly, offer multiple forms of payment. E-commerce, it's a global process, and more than likely if someone's buying in a different country, they're not using the exact same currency that you have offered in your payment process. So you want to offer multiple forms of payment, especially PayPal, Bill Me Later, or obviously credit cards. But having multiple forms of payment will definitely increase your conversions as well. Here's an example of some of the things that we apply to all of our checkout processes. We want to test different security symbols like GeoTrust, Better Business Bureau, and McAfee. Just because I put them up there doesn't mean they're necessarily right for you. So you can test a lot of these different things because some of the security symbols can be expensive. So you want to ensure that these are worth it for you to invest in. If you don't want to invest in one of those, you can easily just make a generic security symbol. Having that lock symbol right there will reinforce that it's a secure process and people's credit cards aren't going to be stolen. Also create a shop with confidence box. This is something that we've implemented from day one in all of our e-commerce sites, but right there on the sidebar, have a shop with confidence box. Tell people how fast it's going to be shipped. Is there a money back guarantee? What's the deal with the returns? Is it made in the USA or the country that you live in? And maybe, the ingredients. People are unsure of what claims you have to offer, so the more stuff that you can answer before they have questions, these are the things that you want to include in your Shop with Confidence box. Number 5, mobile and tablet is essential these days. In e-commerce, it's a little bit strange because more than likely people are researching products in their mobile phone before they buy, but doesn't mean they're necessarily about to buy in the mobile experience. But that's completely different in the tablet and iPad world. People come home from work, they probably sit on their couch, and they're browsing through their iPads in order to figure out what to purchase. So having a great e-commerce experience for your web store, in a mobile experience, and your tablet is essential to maximizing your return on investment in the e-commerce space during the holiday season. Bonus. The #1 way to generate revenue for your e-commerce site is to send promotional emails, especially during the holiday season. As you anticipate the upcoming holiday season, you can have different promotions based on scarcity. Maybe pre-holiday sales, post-holiday sales, last-minute sales. This is a great way to get people to understand that you're trying to make them save money before the holiday rush is here. So an example of we send a lot of email. This is some email that we send for clients, showing a variety of products that people have to offer, but then having some type of incentives. In this case, in the customer her example, is that we're adding a little bit of scarcity. Having free shipping is the #1 promotion through all e-commerce sites, making it specific to Halloween, and then the offer is expiring in this date. That way it creates demand, and the more demand creates urgency. Also, having a great composition using a mix of HTML and images with clear call to actions in your email. So is your e-commerce site ready for the holidays? This is what we do. So if you were looking to get a conversion plan to help you increase your revenue and generate more leads, I highly recommend that you visit my website, alexdesigns.com, and we can help you make more money from your website. We help you improve your conversions and generate more leads. We look at web analytics and different ways that you can make more money from your existing traffic, because it doesn't matter how much money you're spending on advertising or how much time that you're taking on your particular landing pages. If you're not figuring out the exact right things to test, then you're more than likely leaving a lot of money on the table and not taking advantage of what is going on during this holiday season. Okay, got a couple questions here. For A/B testing, the two or three most popular testing softwares are Visual Website Optimizer and Optimizely. They're both great softwares, and they're both very easy to set up. There's also another one called Convert.com, and I think that one is actually has a really good feature as well. Convert.com allows you to tag specific pages, and in e-commerce, a lot of times your site is broken up into different templates. So you can tag a specific template based on category, product display template, or maybe it's a blog post template. That way you can test multiple different pages across the same test. I particularly use Visual Website Optimizer because it allows me not only to track revenue by page, but it also allows me to show heat maps to find out exactly where people are clicking on, and that way I can figure out the right places to actually optimize. Let me scroll through here and see some other questions. I saw one more in here. Associated products and recommended products is absolutely a smart idea. But in particular, there's a way to approach that. With, as I mentioned, with e-commerce sites, you make 80% of your revenue off of 20% of your inventory. You want to define what that 20% is, and if you happen to be promoting a lot of high-ticket items, let's say over $100, over $500, maybe you're selling watches or jewelry over $1,000, more than likely it's going to take a few touch points before people are interested in actually buying. So you want to have related items, like customers who have bought this item have also purchased these items. Have related low-cost items that are associated or showing off with your Visual Website Optimizer was the third one, VWO. Have low-cost items that are associated with your high-ticket items, because more than likely it's going to get people to purchase at a lower rate, and you're trying to lower their barrier of entry. You're trying to lower that barrier of entry and get them to purchase in a shorter period of time. And it probably is going to take a lot more touch points for them to purchase those high-ticket items. And then also associated products could be different for your new visitors versus your returning visitors. Okay, good. Any more questions? I'll be taking a look in the chat room, and I'll jump right into the website reviews as well right now. Let me just switch to screen share. Screen share desktop number 1. Okay. A few of these websites that I'm reviewing, on the left, I see that you can see my desktop. Any issues, just let me know in the chat room. And you can see, yes, I'm reviewing your website first. Let me hit refresh on this. Actually, I wanted to start with this website because it's actually really designed really well. And when a site is designed really well, sometimes it can be hard to identify where the options are to actually improve. So if I were to look at this website, I would certainly first look at the web analytics to figure out where the top traffic pages are. And then I would start to optimize based on those top traffic pages, but not only the individual pages that are generating the most traffic or the most revenue. I would use heat maps then to figure out where they're actually clicking. So in this case of Ray Lynn's Boutique, you can actually use something like Visual Website Optimizer. Let me just make this a little bit big. You can actually use something like Visual Website Optimizer or Crazy Egg to run heat map software to figure out how far people are scrolling down, and then especially in the footer, what they're clicking on. So in this case, it looks like you got some social media going on and latest news down here and some Instagram stuff. And then the additional links. So if the heat map software will allow me to tell me exactly that people were clicking on about, or is there a contact down here? Maybe it's in the footer or header, maybe it's under contact. But more than likely, people want to learn about your website before they actually purchase. So my guess is that people come down to the footer and they click on about, or they click on hours and location. Because if you were to buy a prom dress, you probably need to get fitted in some way. So people probably want to know exactly where you're located and what your return policy is and those type of things. So I would use Google Analytics to figure out your top traffic pages, the top revenue pages, and the top bounce rate pages. Before I move on to some additional sections, if I were to test the site, what I would do is I would try to figure out if this slideshow is helping or hurting conversion. Shop summer dresses now. That's pretty direct. I mean, I think that's a good value proposition. Free shipping over $100. That's a great way to increase your order value, getting people to actually spend more money. But what I would do with your slideshow is I would test first a static image versus a rotating image. I would figure out if that's actually winning, and then I would test all the different slides to figure out which one is actually getting the best clicks. Then I would re-implement the slideshow and reorganize them based on which one has the most clicks and which one has the most conversions. It's a great way to figure out if this slideshow is actually working for you. Also, it looks like some of the call to actions, right here above Instagram, I would tend to remove some of the links that may be taking you away from your site and figure out where there's leak, because the site is really well done, but it may be area to continue to tweak more conversions. Because with e-commerce, obviously we want to get the total sale. We want people to actually go to the cart, but there's also a lot of micro conversions along the way. If you arrive at the home page and no one's actually clicking on what you want them to click on, then you need to create a micro version to get more clicks. If your bounce rates are high, then you may want to remove your Instagram links, and that may help get more people to the finish line as well. Also, you want to reorganize your top images or your top products by the best sellers. So if you happen to find out that one or two of these sells more than all the others, reorganize your homepage best sellers and then call them out as best sellers. I mean, I think I think it's pretty obviously that you sell dresses and prom dresses, but there's almost a lack of telling people exactly what to do. What if people are not ready to shop now? And you see I just did that. I went to click on shop now and it moved over to there. So people can get frustrated with that. So I'd highly recommend testing some of those things. So let's click on a category. Let's go to prom dresses. As I said, great looking site, but immediately as I go through, I think there's a lack of ability to get either discounts or receive email. You always want to have some way to collect email addresses either above the fold or on your left sidebar. So I highly recommend adding an email capture option to that left nav right there, and you probably have it in your footer. Yep, you have it in the footer right there. Okay, on the call to actions of the footer, people like news and updates, but that necessarily might not incentivize them to actually put their email address in. Sign up for special offers and receive updates. Testing different call to actions would definitely be one of my biggest suggestions, and also sign up. Sign up, it sounds too committal. Get free updates. Get special offers. Sign up free. Make people know that this information is free. You don't want to assume that people know exactly what you're talking about. Let me just scroll through this real quick. Also, if you have the ability on your category pages to use faceted search or filtering, I know that this is a Shopify site, I believe. If you have the ability to use faceted search or the ability to narrow down sizes, colors, or brands, that would be a great way to add this to the left nav as well. And you can do that through companies like Nextopia and a few others. But it's particularly called faceted search. Also, in your navigation, blog is great. I definitely want to add blog to the navigation, but I would move it over to the far right. But is there a sale section? Are things on sale? Maybe is there a clearance sale? Or I would certainly suggest having a sale options, because even if people are looking for a prom dress or looking to pay full price, I would certainly tell people where they can actually save money. Finding that low-hanging fruit is one of the parts of the key wins. Summer collection, lacy, maxi, summer, vintage. I mean, that might mean something to fashionistas, but or brands. So you are filtering that way, but this seems a little bit too vague. Okay, let's click on this. Click view. I highly recommend doing this for all Shopify sites. This is a great way to get people to actually to the site a lot quicker. Showing the size right there is really good. Having a size chart, people always want to know what the size chart is, so I strongly recommend you adding that. Obviously, not all sizes fit all women, so you want to ensure what they're doing. Also, I recommend, in your AdWords campaigns, if you can figure out the top search queries that are driving the most conversions, more than likely it's prom dresses inexpensive. But I would try to figure out what those non-obvious ones, and you can do that by going into Google AdWords and under search queries and figuring out where the most search results are getting the most conversions. So in this case, dresses usually go for a couple $100 usually, but what if they're not interested in buying this right away? I would certainly recommend having a way to collect leads, above the fold on the left side. But this is a great looking site. I think you have to really just fine tune where those little nuggets of information are, and it's probably breaking down which of the top pages are driving the most revenue, and then breaking those down by heat maps, figuring out where people are leaving, and then why people are not leaving. Let's quickly just go through the checkout. So let's say Size 2, I want black, I want to add it to the cart. Okay, I added it to the cart, but there's nothing that showed up that popped up that let me know that I added to the cart. I know from designing e-commerce sites that it showed up there, but maybe you want to have a little processing thing, and then there's almost like a confirmation. I think there's a way to do that in Shopify. But telling people of what action there is and what to do next, and I can show you a quick example of that, I believe. So great job having secure options. I would, if possible, can you make this secure checkout a different color than all the other buttons? Have it really stand out, because right now it's not telling me exactly what to do. Even though it says secure checkout, it should say like checkout now or continue checkout. Continue to go to checkout. Can you? I thought you had the option to get. Oh yeah, there's a shipping calculator. Because people always want to know what their shipping costs are before they arrive. Also, you're missing that shop with confidence box. What are your return policies? How fast does it ship? What does it ship with? What am I expecting? USA Today, UPS, FedEx. What did I error at here? Okay. Shopify's got a good checkout process. Contact, already have a contact. Also here, reinsuring the security. Having great security symbols. Also, there's been a missing aspect of testimonials. Have more people tell about your product. Have pictures of happy teenagers that went to proms. Use that as an advantage to really increase your social proof. So I can't get back in any way unless I click down here and return to store. Let's see, I just want to check error checking real quick. Continue to the next step. Okay. Yeah, Shopify does a good job of one-page checkout. Pop in any questions if you do have any questions initially. Shopify. But overall, that's a really great looking site. In order to check out how other people are doing this, I usually go up to the search engine rankings. I try to look exactly what you're trying to market. Indiana's prom dresses, tuxedo rentals, casual dress boutique. And this is how I'll figure out what other people are doing. So I just go into Google, Indiana's prom dresses. That's certainly a long tail search. And I just go through and I'll right-click and look at what other people are doing based on pay-per-click advertising. You don't want to do it based on natural search. You want to figure out where people are spending money and see what they're doing. So cheap prom dresses. Here's exactly what I mentioned. Faceted search, the ability to refine based on the category that you're on. We found all of these images, all of these products specifically for prom dresses. So this is a great example of using faceted search based on what they're looking for. Okay, let's say I have a body size of all body sizes. Pop open? No. A-line. So if people are looking for a particular dress, that way it gets them to their right product in a shorter amount of time. Also, up to 80% off plus free shipping. Free shipping, $299, so pretty expensive. They're having a sale and creating some scarcity in the header. Ships in 24 hours. People don't know when they're if their prom's coming up, when it's actually going to ship. So almost everything that I mentioned before, they're exactly doing. Offering different currencies, great way to do it as well. Some of this stuff might be difficult with Shopify, but you're able to do that. Pamela's dresses, free shipping in the USA, not the best example. JJ's House is a similar site. JJ's House. See, dreamprom.com and JJ's House doing almost the exact same thing. 50% off. Calling out your best sellers and what's actually on sale. Having scarcity. See, it's very common for people to do the exact same strategies on all their e-commerce sites. Ooh, a lot going on there. Dillard's, ability to filter by color. Let's say I'm looking for that awesome gold dress. There you go. Boom. Gold dress. This is how you do it. Reviews. The ability to show reviews. People like to buy other things that people are buying. Great example of showing it right there. Showing reviews right on the page. Definitely recommend adding reviews. And there's a good site actually. If you don't use reviews in the site, you can actually use I think it's Ad Shopper. Adforshopper.com. So cool. We go marketing apps. I don't know. That's not the right one. I'll find it though. Another example. Exact same thing. This might be the same exact company with 3 different sites. Prom dresses, dream prom dresses, all doing the exact same thing. Creating scarcity, free shipping on prom dresses and wedding dresses, not showing the total amount, having reviews. Those 3 sites doing the exact same thing. Showing a sale with a promo code in the top header, great way to do that as well. Pre-holiday sale, end of summer sale, make it seasonal. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let me get rid of all these. Here I'll be reviewing bicyclehub.com. Interesting topic because I know the industry really well, and I actually work on a few different biking sites. And what biking sites usually get wrong is that they're trying to market to every single type of biker. A downhill or mountain biker is very different than a road biker. So you don't want to make people think with your site. Cycling shorts and bibs, web cycling. Yes, that makes sense to me, but what if a mother was searching for a gift for her son when she's about to go ride? Looks like they're selling cyclocross stuff. I know that because I'm a biker. You should have a clear value proposition of what they mostly sell. The best road biking material. And then tell people exactly what to buy. Shop by men, shop by women, cycling accessories. Yes, that makes sense, but it's very hard to understand that this is related to men and then this is related to women. You're better off showing a picture of a man and a picture of a woman. But this is a great way to actually cycle through and segment your audience to the right place. Bestsellers. Great way to do it. Certainly recommend having bestsellers with the reviews. That's a great way to do it. It looks like they got a little SEO stuff going on at the bottom. Also, staff picks. You want to not make assumptions that people know exactly where to go. Free shipping on the same day. Easy returns, satisfaction guarantee. They're doing a great job of this right here. But I think there's something missing here in this main navigation area. Maybe it's buttons or clear call to actions. I would say view staff picks, view deals. People aren't necessarily ready to shop. That you want to have a lower barrier of entry call to action to get people to click on the right things in the right place. Also, your social media stuff is a little bit too big at the very, very top, but I really like the phone number big up there, free shipping on orders over $70. Let's take a look at the category page. Click on men, picture of men, shop all items. This becomes a little bit confusing if you do not have faceted search. And it looks like cycling jerseys, men's cycling jerseys. So this is definitely the right way to do it. But I think you need to really, you don't want to guess. You want to figure out exactly how they're doing in the right way. Maybe looking at your AdWords search terms and figuring out what people's intent is before they arrive at your site. Are they searching for women's knickers for biking before they arrive at your site? And let's take a look at that real quick. REI, let's see what they do. Bike tires, Nash bar, performance, LL Bean. Cycling tights and pants. Women's knickers, pants, and tights. I know what knickers are because I ride, but many people might not know. Cycling tights and pants. It's almost clear exactly what to do. James, which one was your site? Oh, it's a Beauty Sense one? Okay, I got that next. Cool. All right. So REI does a great job of this. They do a lot of testing. You can see as soon as you arrive at the category pages, there's faceted search here. You can organize by size, color, and within just 2 seconds, you exactly have the product that you're looking for. Also, there's an incentive, for member. If you join as a member, having some loyalty or rewards will increase your acquisitions. Free shipping with a $50 minimum. Lowering your amount of free shipping will always get it. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you're an annual member, getting a refund. Quickly, let's take a look at this one. Nash bar. 72 items for 72 hours. Creating scarcity promotions is a great way to get people to pull the trigger in a lot quicker period of time. The exact same thing using faceted search, being able to shop by brand, and to collect an email address on the left-hand navigation. They do it as well. Shop for our newsletter on the left hand. Having the secure shopping on the left bottom. Secure shopping, showing exactly what the options are and how they actually purchase. Let me just quickly take a look at their product pages. I don't know why Nash Bar doesn't have a 800 number, but you always really want to have the 800 number in the top right, and then also potentially having it right underneath the Add to Cart button. 100% quality, free shipping guaranteed. Really good job there. This is good. It looks a little bit confusing with the user interface, but it is in stock and fast shipping. Let me take a look at their checkout real quick. They're using Yahoo stores, but let's just see what they do. I mean, why I can't add that on. So they got some user errors right there. Same thing with this one. Whatever is going on right here, this is impossible to read. This is currently not available or something. Messaging. If you have error messaging, don't make people think. It should be read. It should stand out. And then you also want to include that shop with confidence box. Tell people exactly, when it's going to be shipped, what your return policy is there a guarantee, and how long you've been in business. This is a standard shop with Yahoo shopping cart with a one-page checkout. All right, let's move on to James's site. Okay, health and beauty products. No tax store-wide. Search entire store. Well, first of all, it's clear that you're selling beauty products, but that's a little bit too vague. You want to figure out what your clear, unique value proposition is. What are you selling most of, and then how does that really benefit the users that are visiting your site? Look younger with our makeup. Look younger with our skin cream. Whatever majority of your products do, I would clearly state that in the headline. And you could probably look up any of the acne companies or Myriad dealing with acne. X Out, they probably do a good job. But overall, you don't want to make people think, because more than likely you're spending money and you're driving traffic to your home pages or your category pages. And at that point of the category pages, you should be telling people exactly what you're offering them. Moisturizer. Okay, moisturizer. A little bit too vague. Moisturizer specifically to help your skin look younger, to make yourself look fresh. See clearer skin. Research younger looking skin in 30 days. Smart, actionable, clear to action, call to action. So whatever majority of your products do on the category sections, if you can add intro text, this will allow people to tell them exactly what to do and tell them exactly what to purchase. If you're making 80% of your revenue off of 20% of your products, have those products very upfront, because this looks a little bit intimidating. As soon as I arrive here, $88 for this particular one. It may work really well, but people may first-time visitors, they may more likely be interested in this $20 one, even though it may not necessarily be that as higher quality. That way, when people click on the Hydra, you recommend people that have bought this item have also purchased this one. Or if you want even better results, purchase our higher ticket item. Looks like you could maybe put some related items right here on this right column. I don't know if you have any reviews yet on that one, but definitely strongly getting reviews. And with health and beauty products, it's almost all about science and proof. People want to know that you're a credible company, that you're not giving them some fake information, and that that is a credible source. So having people, even if it's almost a stock image, that it's almost scientifically tested for you to dramatically improve your composition. Also offering free samples. The ability to get people to order free samples is a great way. So if you order free samples, you also potentially get a money-back guarantee, free samples with every order. Having free samples when you ship is a great way to get people to return to your site. When you send that box of goodies with your moisturizers, put some free samples in there and have coupons for people to come back, incentivize people to come back for a certain promo. Let me go to another category, bath and beauty, sun and tan. So why would people want to click on sun and tan? They want to get sun protection, face tanning, yes, but I don't know if these are necessarily the most attractive things of what I want to do. What do these pigments mean? So I would certainly show sun and tan, maybe show a picture of palm trees with someone tanning and then they actually need sun protection. You don't want to make people think. That's what a unique value proposition is all about. X out acne in just one simple step. Making things sound easier than they really are. Everybody wants that free pill, that free magic button, and we know that that's not the case. But making it seem easier than it is, and then getting people to kind of relate to it is in short. See the proof. So if I want to know if this sun protection or this age-reducing cream is really working for me, have a picture of a person and then give her a story. Okay, cool. But a great example, people are going to want to dig into certain products. Having the proof, showing how it works, and then giving people. Yes, you want to test with different images, but it's you just don't want to test everything. You want to first of all run heat maps on each of your different templates, or first of all run analytics and figure out what the top categories are. Then from that, where are the top pages are that people are visiting. And then from that, run heat maps on those individual pages, because all I'm doing is making assumptions right now. People could be going to the very, very bottom and then clicking on the $29 one. So what you want to do is figure out exactly where people are clicking on your individual page and then start to optimize that. Like, there's no reason to just randomly just change images because I made the suggestion or your CEO wants a new website design. You want to be data driven. So figure out what is going on in your site and then test based on the data that you find out. Tools, romantic brands. Also having a sale item, having a clearance item at the very, very top, and then having a few select items that are actually on clearance. Because people certainly want to click around, but if they don't know what these brands are, they're more than likely to get confused. But overall, I think your biggest opportunity is probably on your homepage. I mean, I don't know if you're located in the States or not. Oh no, that's right, you're located in Canada. But I know my wife buys a lot of beauty products, and I don't know if I've heard of many of these. So you might have to do a little bit of education to explain exactly, how they can do it. And then each of your different categories have different intent. There's a lot of different reasons why people buy romantic oils versus skincare. And I think you want to create these product pages specifically to their intent. Yeah, those images certainly could be changed. Gift with purchase. Let me checking out. The user is asking, what do you think about our gift with purchase? As I go through one of these, you actually you get a gift with a purchase. Promotional gift. Spend $200 on Eminence and receive a free gift. Well, majority of people are not going to know what that is. Right now, this is just confusing. I don't think anybody's going to read this or understand exactly what's going on if that's what you're referring to. Having the doctor information is always very good. Making an appointment, that's for a dermatology place. Dermatology recommended acne products. Okay, let's jump over to the next site. Yeah, the front page slider of your particular one is very confusing. First of all, if I was going to buy gifts for my wife, wouldn't know what any of these mean. Organic skincare, okay, maybe essential travel gift with a purchase of $150 or more. You could do the exact same thing. You need to figure out. I would start off by having this as a static slider. Testing different call to actions, figuring out if the free gift is good for you, because right now it's way too fast. As soon as I'm about to read it, it slides away. So I think you want to test a static image and then start to optimize that. Right now it's missing call to actions, so I would put a clear button on the actual slider for sure. If this is a value of $60 and you can get this for free, crossing that out, because it's just too hard to read. The flow doesn't go properly with the hierarchy. Value of $100, $51. I mean, I think all the category sections are right, but I think your promotions are just not clear. Make them very, very clear, and don't make them off of the brand. I mean, make them off of the benefit. Don't sell the features of your product. Sell the benefits. If this is a bio-glycinate facial cleanser, tell me why I'm going to look 30 years younger. This is the reason why you should buy this product. Tell people exactly what you want them to do, and it should give you more sales. Okay, let's jump over to this one. Blanket Special. Your global source for promotional products. Interesting. Items that make your logo shine. Well, I certainly think it needs a little bit of an upgrade. It looks like a little bit of a generic site. Let me see if I can find out what keywords they're targeting. Come on over here. For SEO, your keyword title is way too generic. Your global source for promotional products, it should be something like promotional products personalized personal products or something like that. And then I go through this and I just pop open all of them. See exactly what the consistency is across what people are saying. Really the trick to marketing and headlines and unique value propositions is talking in the customer's language. Just because someone's looking for particular promotional products, it doesn't mean they're in the right place for them. And then what benefit do they get out of it? So who are you, why are you here, and why should I care? So this looks like an interesting one. Our 360-day 60-degree guarantee, one-time shipment, lowest prices, satisfaction. A picture of the president. This is a great way to increase your credibility and improve your authority to get people to understand exactly what you want them to do. What's hot right now? Telling people what to buy. Close out in sales. Telling people what's actually in sale. Last minute items. Slash sales drops. You know, and then reinforcing it with the, I believe these are review stars. So not necessarily the best organized site, but having real people telling you that it's easy, you can get free samples, exactly what to do is what I think you're missing here. Because people might be interested in cheese sets, but that's not necessarily what they may be coming for. If people are looking for cheese sets, buy keyword advertising specifically for cheese sets and then send them to this particular page. And then at the very top of your category page, tell them that they're on the cheese sets page. Right now, I'm lost and confused, and it looks like your images are taking a long time to load. New arrivals, products, missing a sales category, best sellers. Having those items at the very, very top, very, very important. Having a clear phone number. Majority of people are not going to buy promotional items with their own logo for their upcoming business if they can't call. Scroll down to the bottom, customer testimonials, clear footer with credibility. People like to buy other things that other people have bought and know that there's support for the claims that you're offering. These are the awards they have won. It's an incredible source, and now you have the opportunity to know about them through their Better Business Bureau. Strongly recommend testing Better Business Bureau at least for a month or so to figure out if that's actually going to increase. But what you want to do with Better Business Bureau and this Norton is to put it in the header. I show you a quick example of a site that we're optimizing right now. We just changed this whole site to redo their navigation to get more people to the right products at the right time. So we segmented it by specific supplements, whey protein powder, green drink, omega oils, and protein bars. But if you look at the very, very top, McAfee, Better Business Bureau, people want to ensure that the claims that you're giving support the guarantees that you have. So how are these items going to benefit me a lot better? Quickly, let's take a look at some other ones. This one's a not bad slider. As you scroll through it, it's clear to easy to understand. Printed mason jars, custom T-shirts. The image, the text is in the exact same place the whole time, so your eyes don't need to wander around the whole entire site. Also, first-time visitors. You could easily set up cookies to figure out if people are your first-time visitors or returning visitors. Highly recommend adding first-time visitors, giving them a special offer. Clear phone number, clear cart. Compared to this one, you actually need to maybe register or log in before you actually see what's in the cart. But yeah, this I don't even know how to order. I don't know how to order from this website, bianco.com or byline.com, which doesn't even match the URL. And there's no way for you to call. I have to actually register to I actually have to register to figure out how to actually order. Yeah, once you set up Visual Website Optimizer, you can then track revenue by page. So once you understand exactly what pages are getting those traffic, then you want to install revenue tracking. Don't even run a test. Just install basic conversion revenue tracking to figure out exactly how much revenue per page is actually benefiting from you. I can actually give you an example of that real quick. So here's 2 tests that I'm running. We don't need to dig into those right now, but before I actually start a test, you can see that I actually set up all the home page and their top traffic pages: fish oil, best protein powder, shake page, shake for breakfast, and I track to figure out how much revenue each of these pages make in a period of time. That way you can know exactly where to optimize. Obviously the home page generated a ton of revenue, and where did I scroll up? Where's the protein powder page? Yeah, shake kits page and whey isolate page. So usually the home page is going to receive majority of the traffic, but what are those additional pages that are tracking this revenue? So now I know that this page is getting a ton of revenue. So now this is where I have to optimize. So I click into this page, and let's see, this is an old test, so it might not be able to see exactly what was going on. You have to disable blocking right like that if you want to see the heat maps properly. So I knew from this page that majority of people were obviously clicking on there, but it's an old test, but I think you get the idea. Okay, let's do one more. Pathfinder, get ahead of the curve. As soon as I arrive there, I get an opt-in overlay. With any opt-in overlays, and I actually strongly suggest you test these for e-commerce. I just did a review of custom suits for like Men's Warehouse but Indochina and iTailor, which is the one I was looking at. Suitly, Brooks Brothers. Let me see what Brooks Brothers has. Nope. Indochina. Having first-time visitors open up some type of email capture like that. This is a great way. Sign up for exclusive content, special offers, and stylized news. Great way to capture email addresses for first-time visitors. Okay, let's get rid of that. So this one, Pathfinder, get ahead of the curve. Pathfinder International. Do you have enough savings? Consider developer financing in Mexico. Well, site obviously needs a lot of work because I'm really unsure of what you're offering. Is it a content site to help me save money on my trips? Pathfinder, but you can fix some of the hierarchy and the information architecture by maybe having links to the top trips, the top ways to save money, and then in your opt-in areas offering lead magnets that specifically help them. So let's see what pages that they're optimizing for. Oh, that's not what I want. Huge page source. Pathfinder International. Terrible search results. Nobody's searching for Pathfinder International. Let's do a search for savings for Mexico trip. Mexico tours. So it's very possible that they're not sending their traffic to their homepage, but more than likely they are. But you don't want, especially with travel sites, you don't want to do a lot of stuff that other people differently than other people are doing. You want to look at how people organize their travel sites and then ensure that you do similar stuff to what they're doing. So this is very common to see for some type of consolidated travel site. Save up to 50% on Mexico all-inclusive vacations. They're missing a clear call to action, but it's very clear on what they want you to do. They potentially want you to click on this button, which is a bad call to action, but a clear phone number. If people really want to read this, they can get the information from the CEO. Mexico all-inclusive vacations. Very, very clear, similar to a widget to get people to actually look. Mexico luxury hotels. See the world from the inside, passion and color cultures. So right now, it's hard to tell exactly what this particular site wants you to do. If I were to click around, I click on Pathfinder, I can't click to the logo. Definitely want to get your logo clickable. Do you have enough fun? So right now, everybody consumes content a lot differently, and you want to figure out how people want to consume your content. Some people want to read, some people want to watch videos, some people like audio, some people like infographics. But right now, you're confusing everything with your message, because even after I've been through a couple pages right here, I didn't even see this banner. People have banner blindness. 17 killer real estate deals. Oh, so they want you to buy information. They want you to buy in Mexico. It's not actually a vacation. See, this is why I'm confused, and especially people coming that are paying for ads. You don't want them to guess, because people coming off a pay-per-click are the most. They want instant gratification. They want to know exactly what you do and what you have to offer. So in this case, before I actually start redesigning the site, I would go through Google Analytics. I would figure out exactly where people are clicking, what are the top traffic pages, and then I would try to isolate the experiences. If people are not clicking on access member only or clicking on one of these things, which it looks like that's what you want people to do, find ways to get more people to click on that. More than likely, they're scrolling to the very, very bottom, and you don't have a good footer. Having a great footer is key to improving your customer service. You can look at any big site that does a ton of testing, and Target is a great example. If you go down to the very, very bottom, all these sections are very clear on what you need to do. As you scroll over something, there's a hover intent to tell people exactly what you want them to do. You know, having clear social icons that don't crowd the header, but then having also a great footer. Having a great footer is where people come to reassure that they know what you're doing. They want to know about where to find a store. They want to know about Target. They want to know about ways to save. Great example. People want coupons. People want to save. People want clearance. You know, just because it's Target and they have a whole bunch of wholesale stuff, they're catering to a lot of our opportunity. And this is a great clearance sale page. If you have multiple products in all of your e-commerce sites, then you want to segment it out based on what they're looking for. Women, men, clothing, high-level categories. That way you can drill down even further. If I happen to be a woman who's looking for, a prom dress, and I click on, women's dresses, what is it going to offer me? It's going to give me the faceted search. I want to figure out, what color that I want to wear with my, my team that's going out. What is actually going to work for me? Have the ability to, then select other different colors, select different sizes. You don't want to make people think. And out of all of this, even though they have a lot of information going on here, the main thing that you look at is the product and then the button. This is the focal point. You can't have any conversions unless you get people to actually click on add to cart. So this is one of your main goals, to get people what to do. They're forcing me to choose a color, but there was nothing that popped up to tell me to actually click on a color. So have to do that. Click on a color. Now I can actually check out. Exactly showing what I represented earlier. Tell people what you want them to do next. Here's how much money you're about to spend. Do you want them to check out? And here's some other related items related to that. This is a great example, and I think there's obviously some ways to do that with Shopify. Okay, looks like we went about 15 minutes over, so if you do have any questions or you want to reach out to me, I do help a lot of companies with this. We go through web analytics and user experience to really figure out where those pain points are, where people drop off, what people are clicking on, and then we find those quick wins. Where are you making 80% of your revenue off of 20% of your products? And if you want to learn more, you can visit me at alexdesigns.com. Thank you for your time today, and we will be doing this every Wednesday, and you can learn more about that at masterwebsiteconversions.com/live. Thank you.